All right, guys. The highlight today is less technical and more conceptual on when people find me, what's the one thing that stuck or one thing that made them come to the website or anything else. And it's the notion that this saying, after you buy it, you're a seller. When you get long, which is the after you buy it, you are now a seller. Do not let that fade from your memory. If you are short, you are what? You are a buyer now. You were a buyer to get long, you were a seller to get short, and you care about that. If you're long and if you're and or short, you're a seller or buyer. Why are you a buyer if you're short? Because you got to cover that short. Why are you a seller if you're long? Because you got to cover that long at some point. So when you have too many longs, you have maybe too many sellers. Too many sellers equal what? Most probably downside in price, whether it's selling plane tickets or uh, cars or houses. Too many sellers, chances are price is going to go lower. How do you find and locate and identify and track sellers? Well, you have to go to tracking positions. How do you get a sense of where people are getting in? That's hard. However, with this puke tool, where they get out is equally as important. If longs puke or get out, they're no longer sellers. If they're no longer sellers, then this notion could be that notion. I always said, if you're long, do you want more or less people long? Most people conventionally would answer long. Yeah, we want more people long. Absolutely not. When you're long, you want less people long, less competition. Why? Because too many longs, too many sellers, price can't go up. If you're long, you want price to go up, don't you? So the puke tool, I'm not going to get into details of what each color shows and everything else, but it's intuitive. If we cannot know when people are long, can we know if they puked along? And the answer is yes, with some decent probability. And we try to follow stops. And you might say, well, why do stop orders have to do with that, Anthony? Well, just think about if you've traded, what do you use to exit your position? If you're long, generally, what do you use to exit your position for a loser? You probably say, yeah, I use a sell stop to exit my long trade if it's going to be a loser. So sell stops, if we could find and track sell stops and attract enough of them or track enough of them, and a bunch of them come out at the same price, then we got this dynamic of longs puking. So it's a progression you have to follow, but I'm bringing this in as a highlight because it's one of the top reasons why people, started going down the path of wanting to learn more from me is when they heard that phrase, after you buy it, you're a seller. 99% of the people get into trading. And I'm not saying 99% of the people listening to this video or 99% of the people who are trading, but 99% of the people get into trading, maybe 100%, don't understand this concept of, I never thought of it that way. You have to think of it that way. That's the dynamic that moves price, the balance and imbalance of buyers and sellers. So buyers, sellers, long, shorts. Stay safe, stay subscribed. We'll see you tomorrow.